you women to do? Clearly we know that there are massive risks when it comes to mammogram. Is there another solution out there? Actually, I'm here to tell you, yes there is. It's painless, and it's infrared thermography. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there about infrared thermography. Does it work? Does it not work? Just like those misconceptions and myths about chiropractic that scare patients from coming to us, the same stuff is out there from infrared thermography. It works great, and I'm going to give you some of the facts. Thermography actually can detect cancer up to 8 years before a mammogram can. And when it's done correctly, right, USC North Cancer Center says that it will actually be accurate up to 96%. And it's radiation-free, no damn side effects. You know what it's doing? It's actually reading the heat emissions off of our body. And it's FDA approved. So you probably say, wait a minute, if this stuff is so dang great, why don't we know about it? Well, just like chiropractic, the medical money machine, I guarantee it. Now, things have to be done really specifically. But if you actually do everything correctly when it comes to thermography, do you notice that you actually see the whole chest? You're seeing the axial regions and the breast. Did you know that 70% of breast cancer is found up here in the upper quadrant into the axilla? The mammogram's only doing the fleshy part of the breast, right? Only 30% of breast cancer is found there. So you kind of feel sorry for Angelina Jolie. She chopped off her boobs for only 30% of her fear. That's pretty scary. The other thing is when you're looking at a mammogram, you look up here and you'll see over on this side, that's a good natural breast for a mammogram. The one that's in more is dense breast tissue. You know what? In the state of California, a law just came in, SB 1538, that says that with dense breast tissue, your mammographer and your MD need to tell you that mammograms are inconclusive. What you're actually supposed to be doing is going and finding another breastfeeding device, such as thermography. Now, there's a lot of differences when it comes to thermography and mammography. The biggest is physiological. We're actually looking at cellular changes and reading the heat emissions and the vascular patterns that actually come off the breast. So I can see things like a hormone imbalance. I can see stuff like cystic and fibrocystic breast, but I can also see cancer. Now the amazing thing about cancer is what? They're pretty parasitic, right? Cancer actually can create its own blood supply to feed it so that it can actually keep growing. That's called your angiogenesis, right? But when it comes to a mammogram, ultrasound, MRI, CT, your self-breast exam, those are anatomical. The tumor already has to be there. But do you know, is it benign or is it malignant? So, cancer is a 15-year disease. We're actually getting it at the microscopic, the cellular level, in the first year. If you wait until it's 2 centimeters, when the mammography is finally getting it, you're 8 years into it. That's why we say peace of mind through safe and early detection. So how does thermography work? Well, you know, I'm going to help you understand it's all about the differences in temperatures, the changes of vascular patterns, and the differences in the hot and the cold spots. Out there are a lot of opinions on the effectiveness of thermography. And you know what? Some of them are extremely founded. Because if it's not done correctly, you're not going to get the correct results, and that's what we want to see. Now, I've been very lucky to have been hanging out and studying with Dr. George E. Chapman. He's one of the foremost experts in the field. He's been doing it since the 1960s. His first paper, actually, 1965. Now, he did a lot of collaborating with Dr. Michael Godfrey, who is just recently passed, and Dr. William Hodges. They spent a lot of time in the 70s and 80s for all the research in there. But what I've learned is a lot of specific protocols that need to be done for thermography, okay? And that's from 50 years of research and hundreds of thousands of scans that we've done. But there's one first big difference. There's a difference in what we would call a thermographer and a thermography technician. A lot of technicians call themselves thermographers, but there's a difference. Kind of keep your eyes open for it. A tech is trained to run the cameras and take the thermos and take the images, which is great. You have to have an MD, a doctor that can diagnose and read the thermos. Those are your thermographers. In California, it's only an MD, a DO, or a DC. We're the only ones. And then you want to make sure that the temperature room is really specific. That temperature needs to stay at about 20 degrees Celsius, about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the patient actually needs to be in there to equilibrate for about 15 minutes. Then we take our first series. Then we actually have what's called a stress study, and we take our second series after that. I'm actually reading the second series. So with that, what am I doing with the stress study? I'm actually putting the hands in cold water. And what am I looking for? Do you think when I'm putting the hands in the cold water? Come on, guys. Come on, shout it out. Okay, did I hear shrinkage? Because that's the one sucks, right? So I want to make sure you're right. We're looking for the physiological response of everything going on. Because when we're cold, the blood supply leaves the extremities, breasts included, and goes to our abdomen, right? Because it's supposed to protect our organs. Now, if it's cancer, that blood supply will stay there because it's not part of our natural vascular system. So we're actually looking for the differences in the temperatures of the nipple, the areolar, and the changes of vascular patterns, and that's how we're reading it. So if you look behind me, you'll see this lady, she cooled off beautifully. That's what we want. That's what we want. So you need to make sure you've got a good FDA-approved camera, but it's not about the camera. It's about the physiological response. Now, did you know that 92% of breast conditions are not cancerous? We're always scared of that. Hormone imbalance, could be mastitis, all of us nursing moms, right? Fibrocystic breast. So we actually have a specific scoring system that we actually check it. And we first started in TH1, then we go to a TH5. 1 is normal, 5 is cancer. But here's the thing. I'm here to find everything as early as possible. I'm here to find the hormone imbalance. I'm here to find the fibrocystic breast, all of those things early, so that you guys can change it. Because you know what? I have seen people at TH4s that have been on great chiropractic care, nutrition, exercise, and go all the way down to TH2. That's your job, and that's what you guys are good at. Now, our goal is to be able to help people way before it's too late. Because you know what? When it comes to the medical money machine, they are so good at getting their hands in on you so fast. And in that process, what they're actually doing is they're killing people. And that's what we need you to do. I want to get things early enough, catch it, so that you guys can do what you do best, and that's save lives, am I right? That's what we do. We need you guys out there saving lives. Because I know the subject is not a very good subject. It's very sad, very scary. So, you know, we've actually come to a fork in the road. Your patients are looking to you for direction. And you know what? That we need to make a massive change because the status quo, it ain't working. The medical money machine, right, did not save the vet's life. What it actually did is it tortured her. So, just like all chiropractors, you guys know that there's another choice out there. You know that there are other solutions out there that we want you to choose, such as the mother. The other thing, though, that I want you to think of is, I'm asking you to do something really hard. I'm asking you to have women face their fears. I'm a mom. I'm also a woman. I know it's a risk. But just know that if they thought that their thermogram, and they've been with us, that those women in your lives are going to be, one, definitely respected, two, honored, and three, safe. Do you know why? Because my goal, just like every other damn chiropractor out here, is to make sure that they thrive and live long, happy, healthy lives. Isn't that what we're here for? Against the medical money machine. That's my goal. I'd like to thank all of you, and of course, Billy, for this amazing.